Gamers, we're gonna be doing a thing now where we talk about topics, making videos on it. That way we can kind of share people's opinions on gaming. Could be other stuff, could be streaming stuff, pretty much anything. But right now, the big hot topic is Destiny 2 dead? I don't think so. I think we just need replayability. So I want to go over some stuff that kind of the game is just missing, or Bungie just had the opportunity to make it happen and they just threw it under the rug. Right now, people are just trying to find ways to sign in and play the game. And I want to go over some end game stuff, replayability, maybe stuff that they could change. Kind of just how I feel. I do pay attention to chat a lot. I do pay attention to a lot of comments on videos, and I see what people say over the years. So some of this stuff that I'm getting ready to talk about, you might not like, but that's okay. Everyone's allowed to have an opinion, right? So if you don't agree with some stuff, that's okay. We'll move on. Life gets better. Who cares what Clyde said? Anyway, right? First, let's talk about trials, okay? Big problem. Cheaters. No replayability. No reason to play. It's flawless pool, non-flawless pool. That didn't work out. Solo queue, duo queue, trio queue. Nobody does it. No one's playing, trios. I mean, you literally have to go wake up grandma to find a teammate nowadays, right? That's a problem. Can't we all just go back to the Burning Shrine weekend that broke records? When this happened, I didn't understand Bungie because this was literally a record-breaking trials weekend. Everybody wanted to play. Matchmaking was great. And you know what? They said we didn't like it. We don't like this stomping weekend that everybody enjoyed, and everybody was having fun going flawless, and some teams won and some teams didn't. So we're going to change it. Boo. That was terrible. Dumb. Man, that weekend was peak. Now you might say, oh, Clyde, well, people just pub stomped. That's okay. There's some games you get 5-0'd. There's some games you win 5-0. That's the name of the game with trials. The playlist as it sits right now is pointless. PvE players need a reason to go play PvP. The reason why is it's healthy for the game. It makes the game more populated. When I was grinding Cataphract, I would not play every weekend, but if it was double rep, I was stacking up those engrams. I was actually solo queuing on stream, playing trials because I wanted engrams. If it was Cataphract for the week, I would grind for some. Now, if I was sick of getting pub stomped and I wasn't getting good teammates, yeah, I called in the big dogs. I called in Pure Chili Special or Frost Bolt or, whatever PvP gods I could do. I wanted to play and I wanted to make content, and it was worth it. Here's the thing. Everybody has friends, right? Well, some of you. Demons in the comment section. You don't. You definitely don't have any friends. They're imaginary, but tell them I said hi. There's PvP players in the game that don't like doing PvE. You can trade with them. Hey man, I'll help you out with raids. Take me flawless once a week or something. I've had people do that over the years. I've had clan mates do that over the years. There's ways to do it. Everybody's got those friends, or there's people in the clan you're in, or someone out there that can help you out. Do you need to go flawless? No, but you need a reason to play. And now again, there is some rumors that in the next episode that starts in just 4 weeks, that there is going to be trials reworks. I hope some of this stuff that I'm talking about is implemented into the game. We need a chase. We need a reason to play, but cheaters are stopping this. I don't want to talk too much on this topic because, again, I don't really play trials like everybody else. Just want to throw my 2 cents on it because it is a form of replayability. Next, let's talk about dungeons, right? We all thought when Vespers Host came out that Bungie saved the game because contest mode was such a great idea and it was good for the population and everybody was grinding. They all wanted their 48-hour contest clear, but the community also cried too. Everyone said it was too hard. It was painful. They had to use res glitches. That's right, there's a res glitch in the game. Don't believe me? Just load into an activity, res your teammate, use your token, leave, and rejoin. You get your token back. People will use this on February 7th, if not patched. But again, it's not a big deal. I don't really care. If people want to get their clear, they get their clear. But again, it just proves when Bungie tries something difficult in the game, people cry wolf that it's too hard. Well, skill issue, right? That's what people would say. But overall, I thought the launch of Vespers Host was really good. But let's get into the replayability factor. You all wanted to grind that God Roll GL, the Energy GL, the Heavy GL, and the Auto Rifle. I love the Auto Rifle from the Energy slot. Jolting feedback, really cool. What's sad is we were grinding all those weapons. Come to find out, weighted perks. Now again, this is what really triggered me a little bit. I was pretty mad that I was putting in all those hours of grinding and I couldn't get the roll I wanted. That really, really, really took the soul of the love of the game out of it for me. This is when I kind of said, I'm done grinding this dungeon for replayability because Bungie just pissed me off. I thought that was a spit in the face. The data showing. By the way, shout out to all the people that called Bungie out on that. But the fact is that it happened before this. Before this dungeon, there was times where weighted perks happened. And man, it just killed the grind for me. Also, Bungie kind of threw some shade at us, putting armor drops in every single encounter, pretty much making it a 1 in 6 chance of you getting the weapon you're looking for in each encounter. I thought that was a shitty way to incorporate replayability in the dungeon. Target farming needed to be a thing. People want to have fun when they turn on the game, not feel like it's a chore. Hopefully with this next dungeon that doesn't happen. And also, I don't feel like the weighted perks are fixed, because look at Iron Banner. Iron Banner, we were grinding for the rocket sidearm with chill clip. Some people had to do 6-7 resets just to see their first chill clip roll with like loose change or something. That's ridiculous. Hopefully I'm wrong, and maybe they could just flip the switch and throw that under the rug, because really, if that's not fixed, that's kind of shitty. But yeah, that's how I feel about dungeons. Obviously I could keep going and I could keep talking about how, you know, by the way, weapons shouldn't be craftable in the dungeon. They shouldn't. Bungie should keep it that way. I really like the way of them pulling us away from the crafted stuff. That'll be another topic we talk about in another video, because that's a lot to talk about. But I just wanted to cover dungeons, so let's move on to something else, which leads to the next part of endgame, Iron Banner. I feel like Iron Banner has literally been around since D1. It's been a pinnacle PvP event that goes on. There's just no reason. Besides that sidearm, again, I do want to give them credit. Rocket sidearms is a new invention by the devs. It's a new archetype of the game, and everybody enjoys them. Pretty much every rocket sidearm everyone enjoys, so that's a dub on Bungie's part. But grinding the playlist over and over and over and over and over, just get an engram where you're not guaranteed. There were some games, I went like 4 games without getting a single engram. There needs to be more of a system that when you're playing, you have a chance to get weapons at the end of matches. Now, I know some people are like, well, Clyde, I did get drops. Well, again, maybe it was like 1 every 10 games if you were lucky. There was some really bad RNG parts of it, but just thinking in your head that you're just grinding for an engram just so you can go turn it in for disappointment is not fun. Also, 25,000 glimmer. Everyone was going broke turning in all these engrams because they didn't have the glimmer resource, and that could be an issue. Again, we could keep going on and on about this topic, but I just want to talk about stuff that can be replayable. We went over trials, we went over dungeons, we went over Iron Banner. So now let's get into raiding. Raiding in Destiny 2 is tough right now. The goal is, what's the featured raid for the week and what checkpoint can I do? That's literally what raiding is. People are like, hey, I need master challenges. I need stuff to get caught up, and I can't find no one. People are saying, hey, I can't even get on and do a raid because my friends don't play no more. Better learn LFG. LFG is your best friend now. You got to find different people, like your clanmates. If they're just going to be inconsistent, you got to find people that are on the game more, or keep up with your clanmates once a week. Like right now, everybody that has a clan in Destiny 2, you can make a Discord server and you guys can talk in there once a week. Even if you're not playing Destiny, you could still hang out in there once a week and talk. Be like, hey guys, you think about turning on the game next week? Maybe we could do a raid. If not, maybe get 2 or 3 of them that want to join and then LFG the rest. But you have to put in the effort. Most people don't put in the effort. I can LFG anything in the game right now. It might take some time. I might struggle, but if I put in enough time, I'll find someone. Or I can go in a Discord and make a post and be like, hey, who's looking to raid this weekend? I got time off work. Is it always going to work? No. But the big thing for me right now in raiding is just everything is a checkpoint. And it's been like that for a while, but the replayability factor is just not there. I do like at the end of the raids, you can, use spoils and pick guns that you're missing, maybe get some red frames. But again, you're just target farming certain encounters. And I feel like a system should be implemented for these older raids that you can use tokens. So let's say every raid that's old in Destiny 2 except Salvation's Edge, you guys know how you get like spoils. Well, what if you got tokens? Again, this can already be implemented, and you guys are probably going to say, well, Clyde, there's already something like that in the game, but I'm just throwing this out there. If you beat the first encounter of the raid, you get a token. If you beat the second encounter, you get a token. If you beat the third encounter, you get a token. Then at the end of the raid, you pick your loot. You pick exactly what you want. Some people might say, well, Clyde, that takes the RNG out of it, but they're older raids. It's older content. People are trying to catch up. So let them catch up and get the old loot that no one cares about. But it helps them pick the loot they want. That way they're just not, hey, this sniper drops in this encounter, so I'm only doing this encounter. But crafting raid weapons comes into play. All the other stuff comes into play because you can craft those. So people just want the red frames and they're out. So that system that I just implemented might not work, but there has to be something encourage people to do more raids. I think that there should be armor sets. I think there should be cosmetics in the raid that if you do a certain raid or a certain challenge in the raid, you know, like a nightmare mode. If you do the triumphs, if you do something very hard, you get rewarded for it. You get a cool raid armor suit that no one else has, something to help out. Because I can tell you right now, since Salvation's Edge came out, I got my clears. I did my contest mode. I helped some people, but then it just got to the point where I'm like, this is not fun. The raid is so, they made the raid so good that it's so hard to teach. I mean, fourth encounter, forget it. You could just, if I could skip fourth encounter and do the other ones, not so bad, but trying to teach people Verity and listen and pay attention, I'm good. It's not worth it, but it's a great encounter. A lot of people hate that encounter. I actually enjoy it. Again, it's really hard to get raiding back on the map and replayable again. I really hope in the summer content with the new raid launching, they give us a reason to really play endgame and grind it. Also, make sure you guys don't fall behind on the challenges. When the challenges come out, do them. If master releases, do the challenges when everybody else is doing them, so you guys don't fall behind. Again, I don't want to make these videos too long. I kind of just want to talk about the pinpoints. Let's talk about GMs. Honestly, they feel like strikes. Bungie does try and throw those little hidden modifiers on each GM, like, hey, if you stand still. I can't even tell you the name of the modifier, but I feel like if you just run a Consecration Titan through every GM, you just one-shot every champion. It's cool, but when you beat the Nightfall, you get all these exotics, you get weapons that we really don't use. If I see one more season launch or episode launch where the Vanguard GM weapon is just pointless, like, why are we even adding those weapons? Like, we're at the point now. I always use the rocket sidearms as a really good addition. That was a really good addition to the game. We love those, but these weapons we get for beating GMs, it's just, they're not cool. Also, that's another problem that I want to talk about in another video, is exotics. I feel like we just get way too many exotics. We get spoiled. I literally delete engrams now. Like, there's no hype behind it. Now, again, they are changing how armor works, legendary armor works, with the new summer content, but they haven't said anything about changing exotics right away. So be prepared that all your legendary gear is going to change to armor 3.0, but the exotics won't change yet. But yeah, with GMs, I just feel like no one really cares about them anymore. You just do them to get conquer, call it a day. Now, don't get me wrong. When you get those easy GMs where you could do them in under 10 minutes and you could just farm a whole bunch of golf balls and farm all your upgrade materials and load up on exotic engrams, that's fine. But that after doing that, you're like, I'm done. Bungie, one more thing. Where's Pantheon? How do you bring Pantheon? Those days were dope. Team Clyde, Team Sweat. We had so much fun. Every week it got harder and you took it away. You better not throw. Bring that back. We're waiting. We need more endgame. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this replayability talk. We're going to be doing more topics, more videos like this pretty much every other day. We're going to be uploading different topics to talk about. If you want to see more topics for me to talk about or give opinions on, throw it in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.